Yes, my friend. Yes, my friend. There's an haste in the towers of World Athletics under the lordship of Lord Coe. And let's find out whether we can get the bottom of it. There's thievery happening in World Athletics. If they are not cheating in GST with Michael Johnson, there's an inside job happening in the headquarters. And this gets fascinating for me. A lot of money missing, a lot of untraceable funds that have gone missing. People have quit their jobs while they are walking out or walking away from their offices with a lot of loot, a lot of cash that cannot be accounted for. Michael Johnson, let's face it, hasn't owned up. He hasn't paid up. While of athletics financial disasters, haste, corruption, thieves, goons, whatever you call it. I'm reading a very fascinating story here that according to the World Athletics, they have uncovered the systematic theft of money from the headquarters by two employees and a contracted consultant. 1.5 million euros over a period of several years were discovered by the finance department during the first annual auditing process under a new financial leadership team. So the haste happened during the old, and the new is asking the questions, where is this money? Here, Sebastian Coe, the president, seems to talk about the unfortunateness of it all. Of course, he has to give us these sympathetic statements, which I've never, I'm not a big fan of him as a leader, honestly. I'll be honest about you've heard my episodes. I always tell you this guy is anything but a decent human being in certain areas. Okay, he was a great athlete. Maybe that's it. But his name just drives me the wrong way. He says, unfortunately, corporate theft happens in organizations around the world and across all industry sectors at different levels. That's a very, very benign and sympathetic. I don't know what he's talking about. Why does he have to go, oh, these things happen? These things happen. We are not the only ones. This is just shifting blame and trying to not, say we didn't take. They should just say we didn't take care of business. We got caught with our pants in our ankles. That that phrase right there just drives me nuts. Unfortunately, corporate theft happens everywhere. Does it? Come on, Seb. It happened in your house, under your tutelage, under your leadership, under your blind eyes. Even Johnson, Michael Johnson, the way you spoke about, oh, I supported the guy, but now he hasn't paid up. You have to be a hardcore. You need to say, you know what? We cannot have this. We cannot have money missing, yet athletes are not being paid. They're underpaid. He speaks like a guy who just look at this. So the most important thing is to identify, review how it was able to happen, and then introduce new processes and enhance control to ensure it doesn't happen again. This is what we have done. After the fact, 1.5 million euros went missing, and the characters have gone out. They haven't been seen, they haven't been found, or what? This is a bizarre story for me. I don't think, to me, there's a little bit of a complacency hearing what the president is saying. It's as if these guys have their hair stuck up, what part of their body, and either they are colluding. But this statement to me is very soft. It's not a hardcore statement you want to hear from a president who is not even. It doesn't sound like upset. It doesn't sound like action is even being taken. It's as if he's playing PR. He's very like, oh, blah blah. Come on, guys. There's money missing, and people needs to be held accountable. I think there's some characters who are identified as being behind this haste of money being looted from the headquarters. I think maybe the law will pursue them to the very end. We are talking of a lot of cash here, my friend. Um, and I think for me, the leadership is a problem when it comes to money athletics. And I think the buck stops with this guy, Sebastian Coe. Remember, this guy tried to go into the Olympic arena. He wanted to be the president of Olympics. You know that it was a debacle. It was a shambolic show of a guy of that caliber. He was the chairman of the Olympics 2020, 2012 in London. He must have gotten a lot of help because this guy by himself cannot hold his pants above his hip. I'm just saying this because this guy speaks like uh, he just rubs me the wrong way. To hear things like this at the headquarters, everybody was stunned. I'm reading another article here. Said a source familiar with the matter, speaking on condition of anonymity. I think that's the word, stunned. One of the two ex-employees left before the theft was discovered. Their names are being broadcasted here by this article. Their name is Dinish Kochla, Kochkna, whatever, Kocha, and James Lord. James Lord? Hey, a former director of broadcast are the focus of an inquiry. The third person and aide did not have managerial opportunity. Well, I hope, for me, what really troubles me when you hear things like this about money speaks to the bigger problem in athletics. Okay? The problem of money, the problem of having these things that are not being well taken care of. And if you think about it, is it just for the running of the corporation in one athletic, or this is supposed to be trickling down to athletes themselves? Because when you hear of money going missing and you hear some of these soft PR statements from the president, who doesn't even seems to be angry at the fact that there's money missing that's supposed to help the program or the global athletic family, speaks to the plaguing problem within the athletic world and the leadership. For me, the buck stops with the president. To have a complacency, to have leakages, to have haste happening in the headquarters in the last few years, and he's acting as if they don't know what was going on. To have this guy, Lord James, whatever his name is, this guy, Kashna, whatever his name is, to have him having undermined the structure and the integrity of the whole financial department of World Athletics is problematic. It speaks to the bigger picture of the GST and how these people are in place and they are complacent. And yet athletes are training their hearts off, their body off to perform on a bigger stage and bring audience to this athletic arena. Yet we have leaders who are just like, oh, it's unfortunate. This happens across the corporation. No, athletics should not be having this. Money is a problem in athletics. We should not be losing money. Yeah, Lord Coe, I spoke. Anybody listening out there? Michael Johnson, have you paid? It's about Christmas, my friend. Listen, when it comes to money and athletes, I'm a big, big hardcore advocate for that. Pay them the money and keep your hands off anything athletic when it comes to the headquarters HQ. I think it's in Monaco. Is that where the headquarters is? That should be the safest part of Europe. How can somebody, but it was an inside job, don't get me wrong. That can be more problematic. That takes a lot of inquiry, a lot of, finding out whose hands, whose manipulation, because it could have been a manipulation of a system to get that money. 1.75 euros, millions I'm talking about. That was me, man. A very upset Friday guy when it comes to the haste in Wild headquarters with Lord Cope. Take it from here, my friend. Let's show them the money. Give me my money.